Manga man, sports man, fuse man. You usually get the same concept, not gonna lie. Things like story and plots are heavily losing its meaning for every sport mangas that gets released. Main character with a hindrance / special talent joining underdog team mostly. Diamond Ace does also exist where he actually joins a strong team. One of the mangas from this list also follows this. Then you have the Inter High, big stakes, which are usually followed suit with I love this team, I wanna play with you forever, yada yada yeah. Should or do I need to continue? Nah, I think you get it. You either hate this and don't read sport mangas at all, maybe one or two, or you can endure it, appreciate the different variations given to you, and enjoy the overflow love for the characters, tension, hype, and of course the moments. The 5 mangas on this list are clearly out here on a mission to do something different. You somewhat get the same but also something extra with it. Something that isn't touched upon to this extent at least. But let's get started, shall we? You can slap a janky team in almost anything, and I am on board. Characters with high intensity, complete confidence in themselves, and everything I'm not is a joy to read. There is some consistency to it, always saying fuck you to the norm. And am I the only one? Probably not. It has been a thing since far back, but honestly has started to die. That's why I'm here, to shed some light. But yeah, the latest big one would probably be the Tokyo Revengers, but you also have the rom-com one, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. But in the midst of this, one manga was created called Angel Voice. Angel Voice was created 2007. I took this fact from my anime list. It was published in the Shonen magazine until it ended 2014. In short, it's about a football high school team that are known for having a lot of delinquents. It's a lot of fighting, of course, and these delinquents hangouts happens to be the soccer club. And where the story essentially starts is when the school recruits a famous coach to reform the club. Ooh, exciting. Not really, not yet. Because at the same time, the freshmen also starts the school. You know, new school year and all that. And this year, 4 people, the 4 strongest delinquents from middle school, are also coming. These 4 have never met each other, but are declared as the 4 strongest, not above or below anyone. Just 4 strong super individuals. And now, the story is set. So you get the fun interactions, good character fan service, reading and like knowing that the main character will always beat others are always fun. Fighting, lots of fighting, and the good old dopamine kick you get from sport mangas. The progression, the moments, and some godlike panels. And all bundled together in a gag-like format. I could take an hour explaining what makes gag manga so good, but here is some recommendations instead. After reading this, you will understand. But with only 10 volumes scanlated out of the 40 that are out, it really does leave with your dick out hanging. But we sing and hope for the day that this gets picked up again. There is 2 types of fighting sport mangas, fighting or technical fighting. You either wanna see someone get punched or know how he got punched. All Render Meguru approaches this in how he got punched, but also how he got molested. There was only after I read it I actually came to an understanding what made me like this manga, and it was the whole grappling stuff. In terms of fighting mangas, not many tackle the grappling of MMA. Not to this extent. What kind of grappling do you ask? You didn't? Well, okay. But yeah, Shuro is the name of the sport. It's like MMA, but Japanese. Don't shoot me. You know, if it's completely wrong. The history of the sport is different, but nowadays it's like Western MMA. So I think this manga is not that hidden nowadays. It is good. It has a simple approach towards everything, but does it right. Simple but effective, right? To break it down, you have 2 main characters growing up at the same dojo as kids. Shit happens. They split. Their lives and upbringings becomes very different and then later meets up again at the shooter tournament. And that's like where the story starts. Simple. What makes it stick though is 1. The art. I'm going to be bold here and say that this is also simple, but very consistent, so it becomes very pleasant to read, especially during the fights. As second, I will say the fighting. Every fight is some good entertainment. The author really exploited the characters to make good fights. Their both styles are fun to watch. One is driven by motives, OP as fuck and has a killer move, kick that bitch, and the other is low-key and non-motivated guy, kinda genius and who has good copy skills. The third and last thing that makes the show is the main characters. You have the good guy and the bad guy. I do call this the Naruto/Sasuke effect. Everything they are, they reflect each other, one way or another. If you watch Naruto, you can kinda guess how these two match up to each other, but with real life as team instead of being ninjas. Real life problems, real life worries, and real life hobbies. Somewhat relatable. Yeah, that's no pun. Just kinda wanted it to end it this way. So yeah. Take a short person, give him high ambitions in a sport where height matters, basketball, then you give his mom cancer. And then you clap and say Ahiru no Sora. And what do you get? Nothing. It is hard though to rate this. This manga is something, and if you haven't read this, then you have something to do. The reason why it is so hard is because it does a lot of normal stuff, but with a different style and pacing that you're used to, and then does stuff almost too extreme to stick out. Let's break this down. On the surface, it's simple. Short guy with high ambitions and promises to his dying mother joins a school that has a basketball club, but with a bunch of fuck this school, fuck this club, we just wanna hang guys. So, Yankees. These fuckers though gets inspired by our little duckling for his high ambition and effort. They then form up, underdog up, glow up. And lastly, really, it's like most of sport mangas, it is about having good ass characters. Like, you should just read it for this guy alone. Like, he's throwing tables, doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he's naked 50% of the time. And he's also OP as fuck. But we move. Like I said, shoujo baby. Thanks to this format, it gives a new depth to characters that we aren't used to. It gives a whole lot of other feeling towards them. Like, they aren't consistent. They don't need to live up to some formula. They are a forever changing essence and keeps developing throughout the show in more than just basketball. In terms of progress, I would say basketball even comes second. How it really is in real life. Honestly. Like worrying about their meaning in life, who they are as a person, why should I try, should I change myself, moving on from your past self. These are all life-changing questions and moments that do occur. And these motherfuckers are living it. On paper, goddammit. It really gives a perspective on how a sport or something, whatever, really can change your life. Actually going 100% towards something means so much more than just giving it your all. What's sticking out the most in this manga compared to the rest of all sport mangas is that all main characters are gay and they fuck each other a lot. This is not true, but it would stick out. No, wait. No, Ahiro no Sora tries hard to not fall into the normal concept. I can't really say much without spoiling, so I leave it at that. But it will, just a warning, interrupt the reading and flow of it all. But when everything gets smashed together and gathered at the end, it does make sense and gives a good reading. Being gay different are really just being normal, but doing some things anal different. And in that sense, people was hating it at the start, but in the end we celebrate it. Some of us, at least. Me included, by the way. Bungo, bungo, bu 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 bungo, 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 bu bu bungo, 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 bu bu bungo, 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 bungo.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come. Wise words, Mr. Sandler. Yes, I should come. I could come. I will come. Right now. No, we won't have that much fun right now. But Bungo is fun. Come fun. Like, don't you wanna see some of your most exciting sport mangas and animes drop all the limiters and just go batshit crazy? Instead of having some moments, everything you have is moments. For this to happen, you have to minimize the story, make 50% of the cast a generation of miracles instead of 5 people, and fuck common sense. That shit ain't needed. You probably don't wanna see this. The story, the power scaling and the realism in these shows are what kind of make those so good. But Bungo says fuck that and makes an exploration towards making a sports manga with no limiters at all. Okay, so the story is about a guy called Bungo. He probably has autism, but that isn't dwelled further. But why he probably has autism is because as little he had some form of weird obsession toward things. First it was a fish, then it was a baseball. He ends up just throwing this ball towards a wall every single day. As a reader, okay, he's one of those, a grinder in it. But it's then showed that what he really is obsessing about is the progression. Every single throw he throws with the intention of making it better than the last one. Lunge more here, changing the grip, aim more here, point the toe more here, and at this point as the reader you get the feeling Bungo is one scary motherfucker. Now, how do you compliment a main character like this? You throw him into one of the best little league teams in the nation. Fuck the school team, right? You then make him the best on the team, fast. Fuck the progression arc, right? 1L early and then he's a beast. Then make this beast with the best team always face off other best teams with their beast. Sounds like a brain dead concept? It is, it definitely is. But I am a monkey. Oh, But that is the charm, isn't it? Baki, Jojo, One Punch Man even. Taking things to an extreme gives you a different needed satisfaction. And as all sport mangas, the characters. And characters in Bungo? Ooh-wee! You don't even get to see this guy play for 100 chapters and you know he will be a problem. And he was a problem. Until he cried. I mean, from this to that, Bungo, the manga, is not normal, but don't really try to be either, but the results are euphoric. It's like coming. It ain't about how you come, but that you come, and Bungo does come. A manga as Awashi has never made me feel so certain about something so uncertain. Emotions. I know I feel it, but why? How? Am I gay?
Why are you gay?
No, for real. What are these feelings I feel? Am I alive?
I am alive! Alive, I tell you!
Okay, for real. These emotions, I want to know. What are they doing to?
Emotional damage!
Okay, here we go. Valderrama, reincarnated as a young Japanese boy living his life on the outskirts of Japan, the prefecture Ehime. In the manga at least explained as a farmer town, but from this farmer town as well comes the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Fukuda, an ex-national football star, but also head coach of the J-League's U team, Esperan FC. So, this is where it gets interesting. Coach Fukuda, on a home trip to Ehime, happens to come across a game our main character Ao Ashito is currently playing. The game itself? Meh. But yeah, we got to know our guy. Selfish dude. Always looking for the ball and always looking to score. He does score. And you know, he does good. They ended up losing. He even got a red card. One rash motherfucker. Someone said something about his mother. But I digress, because what it's all about is that Coach Fukuda finds him interesting, and then, luckily / coincidentally, finds him near the shore at the beach, running, you know, loser running. Ah, I shouldn't have done that, etc. He gets to know our guy a bit more, gets even more interested, gives him a training drill, something to improve on. Fukuda then falls asleep at the bench, wakes up in the morning, still seeing our guy grinding. He gets even more interested. So then, after one last discussion and one last discovery, a discovery about Ao's hidden talent, Fukuda comes to the conclusion, that Ao Ashito is the last key player for his future national team of Japan. Kinda good, yeah? Yeah. And then the ball starts rolling. And when you push down this ball, down a hill that are outside of your regular high school team and instead consists of football, passion, real life relatable hardships, or even real goals. Not this, my senpai gonna go blind in a year and we need to win Inter High before that. I love this team. I want to play more with this team. I suck dick on this team. Then it almost becomes like throwing a cake down the hill instead. And seeing all these enormous, obese, fat people start running as hell after it. And this hill is kinda steep, yeah? So they will then start rolling in an unimaginable speed and force. And this is the speed and force Aoashi will hit with. Unrivaled progression in the sport manga world, world building outside a normal high school theme, a story that sticks with you, and characters on top of characters on top of characters. Aoashi the manga is a king. K-King, brother.